Welcome back to the Six Pennies podcast. This is Mock. I'm here with my boy Albie. Bit of a somber mood today. The Rockets just lost game 5 in an embarrassing fashion, but we can get into that a little more later. But
we could just hijack the pocket change and talk about that.
We'll bring it up later for sure.
Okay.
One of these questions we'll go back to it, but not in the greatest of sports moods today. But the show must go on, and it's pocket change Thursday. So you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, so this is gonna be a big day for Paul Yin. We have 2 questions from him today.
Nice.
And the first one is pretty loaded, very complicated. We'll break it up into 3 different parts. But he asks for the starting 5 guys playing right now that you would bring to A, a street fight, B, to your parents' house, or C, to the Monstars, except this time they're bringing ball back to their home planet. So it'd be like the NBA Cares Overseas Tour in off season, but except in outer space.
I don't know what that means.
I think Paul put a lot of thought and effort into this question. So let's start with the first one. And so as a rule, instead of all the NBA players available, let's just go with the 2017 playoff teams. So
Okay.
any player on the playoff team.
Okay, sounds
so
good.
the first one is 5 guys you would bring to a street fight. Who you got?
I mean, for this one, I think if you were to ask the NBA players and fans, I'd say 95% of the people would say the same name, and he is Patrick Beverley. So
Yeah.
he's in my starting 5. Like, you definitely don't want to fight with that guy. It's kind of like Tony Allen 5 years ago. Like, that would have been the guy. But now,
Yeah, I almost had Tony Allen in here, but I think he's too hurt and too banged up right now.
Yeah, now 2017, Pat Beverley is that guy. Along with Pat Beverley, I have Jay Crowder, Marcus Smart.
Crowder?
Yeah,
Why Jay Crowder?
I just think he's a tough guy. He might have not been a tough guy in Dallas because he had to, be not. Dallas is not a city for like rough edges, and so he was probably like not as he wasn't being himself. But you can tell when he's now in Boston, he has that like Boston demeanor, that Boston reputation.
Did he get much playing time in Dallas?
He did right before he got traded. That's why he had so much value. That's why he was able to get back.
Well, he wasn't even the centerpiece of that deal, was he? I think were they higher on what's his face? That 6'10" guy, 6'11", lanky.
I don't remember who.
Yeah, I don't even think he was the centerpiece. But
Brennan Wright.
Yeah, Brennan Wright.
Yeah, but Jay Crowder at that time was like a young up and coming. I think he's just in his second year, and he was already hitting like threes and playing defense against the best player. So
yeah, so I have a funny story about Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
Or not that funny, maybe just a little interesting. So a few years ago, remember when I had that media pass for Rockets games?
Yeah.
So one of the games I went to early for shoot around. When the doors, I think before the doors opened, maybe at like 5 or 6 o'clock. I worked like right down the street from Toyota Center, so I stopped by, and I was just there at shoot around down at the court, and like Jay Crowder just comes up behind me, and he's coming out from the tunnel, so I didn't even see him coming. So I turned around, I'm just like, whoa, hey, and then I'm just like, hey, what's up, Jay? He's like, hey, what's up? And then it was just about the time where I think Romo was hurt, one of his big injuries. So
but that's like all the time.
Yeah, I can't remember which injury it was, but it was pretty big news, and so I was like, him being on the Mavericks at the time, I was like, you hear about Romo and all this. He's like, no, what happened? So we talked about that for a good couple of minutes, and so I felt pretty good that I was like kind of breaking some news to him, even though he should have known about it being in Dallas.
Yeah. So, are you saying during our conversation he ended up being really nice and he shouldn't be part of my street fight team?
He's nice, so he might make my second list to the parents' house. But you're right, he has adopted that kind of Boston demeanor.
Yeah.
You seen that video where he's like poking John Wall in the nose or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have Beverly, Crowder, Marcus Smart, and then I have Russell Westbrook just because he's probably the craziest guy in the NBA. Like you don't
Okay.
know what he's gonna do. And then I need like the Polish hammer, Marcin
Gortat.
Gortat. I just need him to stand over and tower over everybody. So
Okay.
that's my
You
five.
gotta you gotta defend Marcus Smart to me. Why? Why?
Well, I know Marcus Smart is from the hood here in Dallas, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he is super ghetto and gangster, and so like in the first round when Jimmy Butler called him out, like I don't know if you read up on that, but Jimmy Butler basically said that Marcus Smart is not about that life, and I'm like, uh, I'm not sure about that, Jimmy, because Jimmy Butler is like a country boy. Like he loves country music. He's like he probably didn't have any friends growing up, and he's calling this guy who is literally from like South Central Dallas like a softie.
Okay. I
I don't
didn't
think
know
that
that
was
about
smart.
Marcus Smart,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't know if he. I mean, obviously, basketball IQ isn't something that you bring into account when talking about a street fight. But actually, that's funny you brought up Jimmy Butler. I didn't hear about that beef between them, but Jimmy Butler almost made my list.
For this one?
Yeah.
No, no way.
Okay. Well, yeah. So my list, I have Beverly on there for sure, and Westbrook. So those two are the only repeats that I have. Those two are pretty self-explanatory. I feel like. My third guy is a guy in the Jazz. He doesn't belong in the Jazz. I feel like. But my boy is Joe Ingles.
Nice.
I feel like you could just you can depend on him for kind of whatever it takes. Like even in that uh, Jazz Clipper series, like whatever it took, he was there for him. Like he was D'ing up on Chris Paul for a lot of the series. And
Yeah, he
yeah,
was ding up Chris Paul, but then at the same time he started out on like a power forward. Like you're right. He's like super dependable and super underrated. Like not
yeah,
many people know about him, but he's awesome and clutch.
yeah. This is a jack of all the trades. He can he probably kind of like a MacGyver type. Like he just probably has everything on him. Like whatever you need. Like you need a switchblade, he's probably got that in his pocket. And yeah, Joe Ingles. I just think it's funny. I think the only reason he's on that team was because he's from Australia, just like Dante Exum. And I think they brought him in as kind of a mentor type. It turns out he's a much better player, at least at this point in his career, than Exum is.
I'm pretty sure
Uh,
for the rest of their careers he's gonna be
I
better than Exum.
I agree. I would say so as well. Um, and then I got Kelly Oubre
Oh
from the
man,
Wizards.
the body check.
Yeah, so anyone that's crazy enough to like kind of lose their cool, NBA basketball game, NBA playoff basketball game, and get suspended for a game, I think deserves to be on this list.
But
And that's Ube right now.
but how can you defend a guy named Kelly?
Yeah, I know. I didn't even want to mention his first name, but just Ubre Umbre.
Okay.
And my last guy is Steven Adams.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's just a tank, man. Like that would be a really good matchup. Steven Adams against Marcin Gortat.
Is Steven
Like,
Adams from like Fiji Islands or something like some type of islands, right?
oh really? I thought he was. I thought he was from Australia
Oh
too,
yeah,
but
you're right. I mean Australia is a big island, but
yeah.
yeah,
But
he's
yeah,
crazy.
just the number of times that we saw, witnessed firsthand on national television, how many times he got kicked in the nuts and he still kept playing. Like,
Yeah,
guy's
true.
a machine.
That's true. Whereas I see Gortat flop a lot, so maybe you're right. Maybe Steven Adams is better.
Yeah, but Gortat has the amazing nickname, Polish
Polish
Hammer.
Hammer,
Like
yeah.
that just sounds amazing.
He's like Balrog in Street Fighter.
Yeah, just a great name. Um, all right, so I think we did pretty good there. Two repeats. Two. I mean, those two you just have to have Beverly and Westbrook. It'd be awesome having them on the same team. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah, just the passion and everything there.
I don't
Um,
think anybody would be able to play with them, but yeah.
yeah. Yeah. All right, so the second one is starting five guys in 2017 playoffs that you would bring to your parents' house. How did you approach this question?
So I had to think of like from a I guess a female's perspective, right? So we're bringing home a guy to meet the parents. That's how I took it.
Okay.
And basically I went for either really like good reputation, like goody two shoes, or just really good looking guys. And
Okay.
so for my good looking top three, I have Gordon Hayward, Kyle Korver, or Ashton Korver, if you will, and then Myers Leonard from Portland, and then the two.
Huh. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to pause this a little bit. I need to, because I think I've specifically asked this question to my wife Ophelia before, like, who in the NBA or who in sports in general she thinks is good looking, and these guys never came up on her list. Oh
Gordon
well, I'm sure
Hayward.
she doesn't know who Myers Leonard is. Yeah, I brought up Korver to her, not because I think so, but just general sentiment. I feel like she said he looks like a vampire.
Yeah, I think he's increasingly looking like a vampire as the years go on. But like rookie Kyle Korver, I almost called him Ashton Korver again.
Yeah,
But rookie Kyle Korver, he was like a carbon copy of Ashton Kutcher.
yeah, that's true. And
And then
Gordon Hayward, yeah, Gordon Hayward. I feel like I don't know a single female basketball fan who does not like Gordon Hayward.
yeah, there's a pretty good meme on the internet with a
Oh yeah,
picture, yeah, a picture of him like his rookie year, and
yeah,
he just looks like Schmeagol the Golem, and
yeah.
then now with like 2017 with his hair slicked back and he's like his facial expressions and features have matured, like he
Dude,
looks a lot better now.
he's had to have gained like 30 pounds of
Yeah,
muscle, man.
true,
Someone
true.
needs to drug test that guy.
And then
Um,
Myers Leonard to me just has like the perfect bone structure. Do so he's like Denzel, man.
wow, wow, A-lister. What about your boy Chandler?
Chandler Parsons, I forgot he was still in the NBA. Oh man,
Yeah, I think he forgot too.
I don't think
Memphis
he didn't play a
wishes they
second,
forgot.
right? He didn't play a second in that first round.
No, I don't
Oh
think so.
yeah,
He
yeah. So
just sat
those are
back and
my
reflected.
top three, like I guess good looking slash good reputation guys, and then the last two I have, and you're gonna hate it, but I have Steph Curry, just because I can just imagine all the moms like screaming and like, oh my gosh, it's Stephen Curry, and I can just see that, and all the sisters, and oh my gosh. So Steph Curry is my number four, and then my fifth guy. So I wrote down CP, and you might think it's Chris
What?
Paul. You think it's Chris Paul, but it's
Okay, who?
actually Cliff Paul.
All right.
So
I was like,
dependable. He's always there, just like insurance. You can count on him. He dresses well. I love the Argyle, so I have Cliff Paul.
Cliff Paul. No, I mean, I respect that a lot more than if you said Chris Paul for sure. Um, but yeah, I like that list. Steph Curry. Yeah, I guess if you want to bring, just the soft guy to meet your parents and
Really
stuff,
soft.
you could
Charmin.
probably bring. You could probably bring the entire Warriors squad if you wanted. For me, I don't think we have any repeats here, other than Hayward. Hayward and I'll give you Korver. Not necessarily for my own, but I think that's kind of well known throughout the league that those two guys are up there. So I have Gordon and Hayward as the repeats. I have another insurance guy. Speaking of Cliff Paul, I have his colleague at State Farm, Damian Lillard.
Nice.
So if anyone wants any, I'm sure my parents would love to talk insurance and stuff with him, so he could probably help them out with that.
He's
Um,
also probably the best rapper in the NBA, so that'd be
yeah, for
cool
sure.
to bring home too.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to bring home like players that I like myself. So Lillard being one of my favorite players, like that's just a win-win right there. I'm gonna bring Beverly. So any chance I can get, I'm gonna bring Beverly, and Beverly to me embodies like exactly who I would be if I were in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I want to bring that home to kind of meet my parents and show them what could have been if I grew to be like 6'3" and athletic, super athletic. Uh, let's see. Last guy I put Marc Gasol.
This
He just
one's
seems like a really nice
interesting.
guy.
Yeah, this one's interesting.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy, like really goofy, like fun to be around, and I don't know. I just see him being like really like down to earth guy.
Also,
Being one of them.
probably like really cultured, world
Yeah,
traveler, knows multiple
yeah,
languages. Yeah, that's a good
yeah, for
one.
sure. Like you could, my parents are love to travel. They're traveling right now, and you definitely be able to tell them different secret spots in like Spain and everywhere else in Europe.
He's also, I mean,
Uh,
after the like 50-pound weight loss that he's gone through, he's like way better looking than Powell.
Yeah, Powell is on the top 5 of people I would never bring home to meet my
Yeah.
parents. Yeah, I just can't stand that guy. All right, so that's the second one. So the third one is starting 5 guys playing right now. Let me go ahead and repeat this because it's a little complicated. Starting 5 guys playing right now in the 2017 playoffs that you bring to, I guess he's saying to play against the Monstars in Space Jam. So pretty much you want to put the best possible team together, and you're playing on their soil. So who you got?
Yeah, so for me, I just thought about the 5 like most unique players in the NBA in terms of like offensive and defensive skills. So I want like tall, lanky shooters, but also can guard multiple positions. And basically, I have 5 like swingmen around like 6'6" to 6'9" or 6'10". I have LeBron, Kawhi, Durant, Paul George, and James Harden.
That is an amazing basketball team right there.
Yeah, like 1 through 5, they can guard all positions. They can play all positions. That's like the ultimate dream team right there.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Very versatile. You're right. Like anyone can create for someone else. They can all spot up and shoot as well. They can all defend.
Yeah, and I mean like they're playing against aliens, right? And these 5 guys are probably the closest things we have to aliens. And so
Yeah.
it'll be like aliens versus aliens.
Yeah. So this one I have 4 repeats.
Okay.
So I also have LeBron, Kawhi, Paul George, and I love that we both love Paul George. By the way.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, Timmy's not here to bash on him. James Harden.
There's a legit rumor right now, by the way. Paul George to LA Lakers, and I don't know why there's a rumor, but Zach Lowe's reporting it.
Trade?
Yeah, via trade instead of waiting another year.
Oh man, I don't know why Indiana would do that unless they think there's 0 chance that he's going to resign.
Yeah,
I mean, he probably won't resign, right?
He won't resign, and then also Bird just left, so they're like completely cleaning house now. It seems like.
But this was supposed to rebuild year already. Like they already cleaned house.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have those 4 guys, but I'm taking Durant out.
Whoa, Durant!
He's too soft. He's too soft. Like if this was at home, and he's on this dream team playing in front of his home crowd, and there's no adversity over there, then yeah, I'd have Durant.
But, wait, you're saying Durant shrinks under pressure?
Yeah, and he's just soft, man. Like he's like
finally.
Can you imagine?
Finally,
like, he can't even play in OKC. How is he gonna play on an alien planet, man?
But on that team, he would have Harden and LeBron to follow.
Yeah, you're right, and he wouldn't get any of the blame either, right? If they lost.
True.
Yeah. So I'm switching out Durant for my boy Patrick Beverly.
Man, he is on all 3 lists.
Hey, I would take Beverly over any alien, man. Like just like he ain't afraid of anything. He's ready for war, man. He's built for war.
Who's higher on your list right now, just overall? Patrick Beverly or Sam Cassell?
Oh man. Oh gosh. No, I love Sam Cassell, man. Okay. I can't.
2 rings, man. 2 rings.
2 rings, and he had the big balls dance. That is now outlawed from the NBA, apparently. Beverly is legit, though. Yeah, I have him on all 3 of these lists. So any chance I can, any chance I have to put him on any list, I'm putting him on there.
Nice loyalty.
Yeah. So thanks for the question, Paul. And we're gonna reward your question with answering another question of yours right now, back to back. So Paul asked about NCAA tournament player that you want in the Rockets, or he says Rockets, but we can say your hometown team rotation right now. So this was obviously given as a question back in the tournament, but we'll just open up to any college player that you would want on Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? I know you're really high on Lonzo Ball
I
earlier this year.
was actually
Oh,
I still am, I guess.
you
I
still
still
are?
am. Yeah, I still am. But I mean, I think Lonzo Ball is a good player and he would be a good player in the NBA just depending on the fit. He's not like a difference maker. And yeah, thanks for this. So I didn't know that it was Paul said that NCAA tournament player. I didn't get that caveat because the guy I want the most on Dallas is Markel Fultz. I think
Yeah,
he can just get buckets left and right. He's like a to me he's kind of like a young but more athletic Darren Williams like when he first came in. And
that's a good
so
career.
yeah,
Yeah,
that would be really good on Dallas. If not, I like Tatum, kind of like a Carmelo Anthony carbon copy, and
yeah,
then Fox. Fox really won me over the last like week of the regular season into the
interesting.
tournament. Like he's pretty clutch, man. I like him a lot. So
Oh,
those
he is definitely clutch. Yeah.
yeah, those three are my top. What about you?
Think he needs to gain some weight though.
I do, but I think like not. I would say the majority of people or players coming into the league, they're not matured yet, their bodies. So especially
Yeah,
guys like like Anthony Davis, like it took him 3 4 years
that's
to
true.
finally get the body he has now.
What do you think? So we can talk about the Mavericks for a second here. Like, do you think they're like one or two pieces away?
No, not even close. Like if you watch the teams now, like the top four teams are what the Warriors, Rockets, Spurs, and Cavs, some order.
Yeah,
Um, Yeah, the Mavericks are way more than two pieces away from those teams. They need at least one or they need at least one legitimate superstar and another all-star and then like pieces after that. So at least two more pieces.
you think Harrison Barnes could be that second guy?
I think he's a legit number 3, but not
Okay.
a number 2. I mean, number 2 for these teams like you have the Cavs, Kyrie, you have Steph in Golden State, San Antonio. You kind of have LaMarcus as their number 2. I know he's
Yeah,
not doing well, this series, but he's still a legitimate top 10 power forward in the NBA. And then the
yeah.
Rockets, it's the system, right? You have Harden and then the system, and Dallas doesn't have that type of system. So
Hmm.
yeah.
So do you think Fultz could be that number one guy then for a team?
Yeah, it's hard to tell as a rookie. I mean, if he comes in and he averages over 17 points, I think that's already a win.
Yeah,
Um, at his peak, I could see him getting into the mid 20s, and that would be a close to number 1 option.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Well, yeah. For the Rockets, I think this whole year I've been wanting like another stretch four that isn't a complete like sieve on defense.
You hate Ryan Anderson, huh?
No, I don't hate him. It's just it's really tough when he's not making his shots because he's literally not doing anything else.
But I
Like
mean,
he's not defending. He doesn't
yeah,
rebound. Um, he doesn't do anything other than he spreads the floor for sure
yeah,
when he's not.
that's
But
what I was gonna say.
yeah, so he's definitely important. Like we need to leave him out there, but he's still 6'10", and man, it's tough, man. Like every shot he misses, I'm reminded of how much we're paying him, like $20 million. Like that's
Oh
an open
man,
open three, man. Like you gotta hit that. Um,
I
yeah, so
forgot
for
that
me,
was
I'm
his
looking.
salary.
Yeah, so looking at, especially right now, if we're talking about in the Rockets rotation right now, with Nene being out for the rest of the playoffs, I need another big. I don't think a 7-man rotation is really plausible
It should have
going
worked
forward.
last night.
Yeah, we definitely choked last night, but man, those guys were gassed playing 7-man rotation.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what D'Antoni has against like Montrezl Harrell. I think he could at least give you like 6 to 8 decent minutes.
yeah, at
Um,
least 5 minutes of something.
yeah, I mean he's better defensively than Ryan Anderson, and so yeah. So going back to his question, I have 3 guys kind of listed out here as well. I have Jonathan Isaac
Nice.
from Florida State. I'm super high on this guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's solid.
Yeah, and I think he's just barely like he's not even close to his peak yet. I think he's just growing into his body still. He's like 6'10". He has really good handle for a 6'10" guy, and he can shoot from outside. He's got nice touch, and he can roll to the basket and dunk it on you as well, and he blocks shots. So I think he kind of brings it all. I see him kind of like a Miles Turner type, which would be amazing for the Rockets.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah. So my second guy is kid, 7-foot guy out of Arizona, Lowry Markkanen.
Yeah, I don't know if I could agree with you on this one.
I don't love him, but for the right fit, like I feel like the Rockets would be a perfect fit for him.
Man.
Like he's a big body. He can buy you some minutes down low, and he has some post moves, and he can shoot from outside, which and that's kind of all the Rockets need right now. We need a big body that isn't a complete minus on defense and can still hold his own on offense.
Out of like the 10 mock drafts that I've seen, at least 8 of them have him going to Dallas at number 9.
Oh wow!
And it's like my worst case scenario because they're like Dallas is so enamored with finding the next Dirk. Like whether it's European, whether he's light skinned, tall shooter, like I don't know, but it's annoying because there's only one Dirk and there's no way we can find another one, and we keep failing at that. So, anyways, I'm sorry. Continue.
I don't know. Well, he might pair okay with who'd you guys get this guy from the Sixers?
Nerlens Noel.
Yeah, like you need it. Well, eventually, like a Dirk type.
We need 3 more scorers, man.
Yeah,
we need a prime Dirk with a prime Finley and like a Nash to pass the ball. Like we are at least 3 pieces away.
Yeah, I'm not super high on Lowry either. It's just for a certain situation, and I think the Rockets, as of right now, going into Game 6, I think he'd be very helpful. And my third guy is Zach Collins out of Gonzaga. I thought he was really good. His potential, his ceiling is definitely lower than these other guys. Definitely lower than Isaac's, but he's just solid all around. Like I feel like he's ready to come into the league and contribute right away.
Kind of like a Brogdon. Like not very high ceiling, but already starting.
He can just get the job done.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the championship game a little bit, and I feel like he got jobbed on a couple of those foul calls against him. But I thought he was a really good NCAA player.
Okay.
But yeah, did you watch Game 5 yesterday?
I actually did not. As you know, I don't have TV, and so I couldn't watch it. I actually didn't even think about watching it until maybe the last 5 minutes when, my phone started blowing up, and I just followed it on social media, and I'll give you, 2 to 3 minutes, your time to really vent out Game 5, but it sounded like Houston had it in the bag, and Manu Ginobili, I guess, pretended it was 2002 again and played like crazy. And so I don't know. It sucks for me because I'm pulling for Houston this year. I don't think San Antonio is even that good, and the fact that they won without Kawhi like late in the game, it sucks.
It was demoralizing losing in overtime without Kawhi even in the game.
So who was scoring? Who was scoring for San Antonio then? Because I know LaMarcus was not.
Yeah, it was not LaMarcus. It was like Manu, Danny Green, Patty Mills. It's pretty much a whole team effort, man. And but at the same time, like you can't let San Antonio really just score without Kawhi on the floor.
Yeah, if there's no Kawhi, there's no reason for Danny Green to even be able to get off a shot.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's more embarrassing than anything else to me. Just losing that game is a game that honestly the Spurs are just handing to us. But we had no killer instinct, and the thing that disappoints me the most is there's like 1 to 5 games in every like great player's career that becomes like a legacy game. This is a game that gets attached to them for the rest of their career, and this was one of them in my mind to Harden. Like this was his chance to really cement down his status as the true MVP for 2017, and to just take advantage of the situation with Kawhi being out, especially.
Yeah.
And you just didn't see that, and I'm afraid this is gonna come back and really hurt him, like going forward. Like, I mean, we live in an age where it's all just hot takes and everything on Twitter, but this time, they actually have a case. Granted, his body was completely spent, like, but there was no movement or anything in OT. He would just hold the ball until 5 seconds left on the shot clock. And the thing is, we still had a chance. Even though we were playing so poorly in overtime, we still had a chance to win the game. We were still up 3 with like 2 minutes left. We're still up 5 with 2 minutes left in regulation. So yeah, it's a very damaging game to Harden's legacy.
Man, that's serious, huh?
Yeah.
Unless they come back to win the next 2, right?
No, I mean, I've said it before. I'm not scared of the Spurs. I never have been. For the past 5 years, I've wanted to face the Spurs in the playoffs just to kind of put it to rest, because we can beat them. They're not that good. It's Popovich is like the MVP right now. He's winning without Kawhi, but yeah, I still believe I still have the Rockets in 7, but last night would have made it a lot easier for sure.
So if you have the Rockets in 7 out west, what about the East series with Boston and Washington? Who do you have winning?
It's 2-2 and Game 5's tonight, and it's still so hard for me to care at all about that series. I honestly think, and I don't even think Cleveland's that good either.
Yeah.
But I would still say, like, I can see like LeBron just sweeping whoever wins anyway, right?
Yeah, yep.
Like LeBron owns the Celtics, and the Celtics aren't even the same team they were in the regular season. Like, they're playing tight. They're relying so much on Isaiah Thomas right now, but John Wall is showing me something. Like,
there we go.
I've hated him for his whole career. Not hated him, but I think he's really overrated. But his decision making is still a little suspect.
Clement Young, I hope you heard that.
Yeah, I just want him to take charge more. I want him to drive more and stop settling. Like, he shouldn't be shooting any threes. Every 3 he takes, I'm just like shaking my head. I'm like, you got like Isaiah Thomas switched on to you. Like, why are you settling for long jump shots?
He did dominate Isaiah in Game 4 though, from what I've seen.
Yeah. No, but he's the type of guy, he should honestly be getting like double-digit free throws a game.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
He's just settling.
That's also one knock against our boy Paul George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Paul George has even less help than the Wizards do. But
all right, man. I'll pour one out for you tonight. You sound really sad.
Yeah, I'm more embarrassed than sad. Like, it was just embarrassing watching that game, and just knowing. And I'm not even the biggest like Harden fan, but just I feel for him a little bit, because he's been carrying this team all year, and he carried us for like 45 minutes yesterday and just ran out of gas. And this is gonna go down as one of those games like that block that Ginobili had to end the game. That's gonna be shown like over and over.
That's the lasting memory.
Yeah. And Ginobili's freaking like 40, man. How are you gonna let him be here? Like, but yeah, let's go ahead and end this before I.
So I did see one pretty funny tweet. I don't know if it's funny for you, but basically after the game ended, the person was like, James Harden needs to cut off his beard and then put it onto Manu's head, because
I used to wonder if he would ever shave off that beard, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Like, it's a branding thing now, right?
It's definitely branding, but it's so gross, man. When they like do close-ups on it, and like you see the sweat dripping down through the beard,
no, for sure.
It's so nasty.
When I had a media pass, and I would go into the locker rooms, and I would see him like after the game with that beard like really unkempt, and it was before like his personal barber could come in and really take charge of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross, but I mean, beards are in now, and it still makes more sense for him to keep the beard for branding purposes than for uh, unibrow to keep his unibrow, right?
Yeah. I
Like
can't
why does it?
imagine I can't imagine what James Harden would look like. I mean, he didn't have a huge beard in college, but now
Yeah,
after like 7 years or so, it'll be so weird for him to be clean shaven.
yeah. Well, before he his teeth were kind of messed up, and I think he
Yeah.
used like Invisalign or something, so his
Yeah.
teeth are fine now.
Yeah.
So I think he'd be fine without the beard, but it's probably a security blanket too.
That's true.
But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in to this pocket change. We kind of rambled a little bit, but I think it was all sports, all NBA related. A little bit of sadness here and there or everywhere, and just whole lot of embarrassment for the Houston Rockets. But thanks everyone for your devotion to this podcast. Thanks to Paul and Maxwell for no, just Paul today for the questions. Please throw us a like on Facebook at Six Pennies Podcast and subscribe to us on YouTube.